Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's jacobcrypobury. I am your host today, Jake, and we're going to be looking at what's happened with AAVE over the last few days. If we just check out the crypto bubble, we see we're down about 9.5% on the Bitcoin weekly market capitalization. So we have seen a bit of capitulation. We've found a bit of support around this $40,000 key level, which we really do not want to fall back under. So what can potentially happen from here? Well, we're still sitting in extreme fear at around 25 on the fear and greed index, and really when you zoom out, it doesn't look that bad retrospectively to a year ago, given the current value of Bitcoin, with the total market cap of crypto being 1.083 trillion without Bitcoin as well. So really bullish stuff still. Just want to jump into a bit of news before we do get started. We can see here on this particular article, Bitcoin whales are making up the lowest proportion of total Bitcoin network volume in nearly a decade, and this shows us that there's a lot of holding strength. Lots of the legacy Bitcoiners are not selling their position, they're actually accumulating and buying more. All of the volume right now is coming from over-leveraged, under-leveraged traders, people that are getting liquidated through the volatile market activity, which is probably manipulated by the whales, considering they are the ones that are just playing games right now. A bit of news as well, just before we get started, on the business to community side, we can see MasterCard is to process card payments in the metaverse, which is extremely exciting, of course, with the growth of Web3. And at the moment, NFTs are up massively. So MasterCard is reportedly applying to file over a dozen NFT patents and metaverse-related trademarks in the United States. So this is pretty massive, obviously being one of the biggest transaction processes ever. This is going to be extremely bullish. Every week it appears more of the largest companies in the world, companies market cap ranks MasterCard 23, are trying to get involved with NFTs in some sense. And we can also see this news right here. I mean, the same thing again, Australian cricket NFT collection in the works. People are calling this to be fake, but it's actually completely real. We can see Cricket Australia, a bold new way to celebrate the rich history of Australian cricket. And it says, join us as we embark on this exciting venture with the ACA players and the Block Trust NFT. So even some real big sport programs or major sport companies, organizations are actually also having a bit of fun with NFTs. So, you know, what happens when Premier League football and other things get involved? It's just going to make NFTs explode and maybe even trend further than cryptocurrency is at the moment. Either way, this is great for the industry because it introduces people to blockchain, because of course you can't get NFTs without Ethereum, and this is great exposure for the whole industry. So today we're going to look at AAVE. We're going to hop in and see what's going on. We're trading at $171 with a $2.33 billion market cap, rank 53 in the crypto space at the moment. So things are looking great. When we zoom out, of course, we've come down from $675, but this is just a normal crypto corrective phase back into a nice accumulation range. And if it takes a year to get out of, it takes a year to get out of. But these are all of the perfect sort of areas that you want to be accumulating and buying to increase your portfolio to actually make annual yield on these bearish scenarios. So rather than chasing the green and buying the euphoria, you're buying into the fear, and that's what's going to make the money over the long run. Is AAVE still good to buy in 2022? Well, I would say, looking at 2021, we had 2 green months. So far we've had 2 red months, but let's remember that AAVE is still yet to deploy on the V3 side of things on to the Ethereum mainnet. It's done it on a few layer 1 infrastructures already, such as Harmony, Avalanche, and a few other ones. And I think when that does happen, it's going to be another massive price catalyst, maybe even more impact than before or than ever. So this is what I'm extremely excited for, guys. So tune into this last bit, because we're going to have a look exactly what happens now for AAVE, and this is exactly what I think is going to happen. Most likely will play out this way. So we've fallen out of the downtrend, the falling wedge right here, this symmetrical triangle. Finally, we've put through a higher high, and what this means is we've got these swing highs that are finally trending up, and that's a good thing, because you know we've had a swing low now as well, and assuming this is the bottom, it gives us another point of data along this support line, and it gives us a trajectory. It allows us to use the data we've got to sort of think, okay, well, what can happen next? Where can AAVE potentially go from here? Well, if we take our path, I mean, but in an ideal world, something great would be to come up and retest a resistance that we've already tackled and flip back into resistance. We lost a lot of support. So if we could just maybe work our way up slowly to these resistances, that would look a lot better than having these big euphoric massive daily candles that usually just follow up with, you know, rejection and capitulation. and that's what we want to make sure we are avoiding. We can see on this particular chart right here, if we were to follow this trajectory, yes, it might take until May or June until we start getting some big numbers, but it does show that we are in a strong uptrend, and I think we can continue this uptrend. On the daily time frame right now for AAVE, we can see we got rejected at this particular resistance level over here, which is $173. We have lost that. We've got a lot of support over here at $156. So that was a good time to potentially buy. Flipping into the 4-hour time frame, we can see we were very oversold with a 25 RSI for AAVE. So that was a good buying indicator right there. Another time we were oversold in the RSI, it's been a while, that was back in the 7th of March. And every time we're sub 30 relative strength index, it's always a good time to potentially buy. So even now, it's still a good time to potentially buy AAVE. You can do that down in the link below, by the way. And I really think we're going to get a nice pump soon. We're putting through these lower highs, lower lows, but we're ready to maybe catapult to the upside. And I'd like to see AAVE at least target some of these prior resistance levels, such as 173, 192, and also 205, to see a bit of confidence and momentum to the upside. If we go to the hourly time frame, we can see we've got two really healthy green candles simultaneously popping off right there, and I think that's quite bullish. So if we can maintain this momentum, we might get a bounce back to around the previous swing high, around $189. So AAVE is definitely very bullish, is what I'm trying to say right now. Key area to potentially reaccumulate, and it did look like we were almost forming a head and shoulders right here, but we didn't get that right shoulder. I suppose it would have been better if we did, rather than getting this ascending channel into this euphoric sort of impulse. Another key area I want to look at is this diagonal resistance here, which kind of plays around in the range of $263 and $219. Once we trade sideways and get to this yellow line, that could also potentially be an area for resistance. So that's what's going on with AAVE at the moment, guys. I just want to also show you my total market cap chart, because this really helps me surf through the volatile waves of cryptocurrency. And we can see here, every time we're in this green zone, it usually reflects and is a zone of extreme fear and anxiety in the market. People are very worried about what's going to happen. Every time we're at the top, usually you can start tracing a bit of profits and take profit in sharp tranches, maybe in 2 to 5% withdrawals. So it's safe to say at the moment we are in the green zone, which is usually a really nice area to potentially be accumulating more cryptocurrency in this green zone. And so far, all of these data points have proved to be pretty reliable. And if we can just retest the bull market support band here on the daily time frame, retest the 1.27 trillion resistance that we've got right there, as you can see, I think that's going to start looking good if we can break through, because right now we're getting that denial and rejection at the 1.26 trillion. But as we capitulate further and fall through that 20-day moving average, now it looks like a good time to potentially load up on a bit more of your altcoins. Again, you can see total market cap chart. We were sub 25 on the RSI. It happened twice. If you zoom back and look in historical price data, every time we usually come below this 25, over here we get bounce. Over here we got a big bounce. Over here, we didn't really get a bounce there, but most occasions we do get a bounce when we're sub 30 RSI. If you were to be buying crypto above the 70 RSI, most occasions you're usually seeing the reversal of price. You're seeing the price come back down. So I hope this video kind of makes it easier for you to understand what's going on with AAVE right now, as well as the total market capitalization, and why it's important to always zoom out, because the extreme fear that we feel today is completely different to the extreme fear that we felt in February 2021, because you're looking at a market cap of over 100% increase, and that's extremely important to consider. If you like this video, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also hop into the Discord over here. We've got about 250 people in here at the moment. It's completely free at the moment, so get in whilst you can. And massive thank you to the subscribing patrons. Want to be a patron, just the price of a coffee every month, and you'll also get your free ebook and one-on-one messaging, as well as some trading signals there. So if you want all that stuff, click the links below. Make sure you grab some AAVE using the link below as well, the safest place to do so. See you soon, guys.